We were talking with Jeff about how in this league the margin for winning and losing is razor thin. Just making that one play on one side of the ball, how do you, as a leader, install that? Like, hey guys, we are right there. Somebody go make a play and turn these narrow losses into close wins.
Yeah, I mean that's it. It is a league of, where the margins are small. Too often we have found ourselves on the wrong end of it. But you just have to, keep pushing forward. You have to, prepare really well. When we get a chance to practice, like I thought today in the walkthrough, the intensity and the mindset was good. So it's the combination of trying to refine the things in practice, refine the things during meetings and in our walkthroughs, but also maintaining the self-belief that you're going to make the plays in certain situations. Even though some of those things haven't gone your way, throughout the year. That's part of being a professional is getting yourself back up and having that, strong self-belief that you're going to make those plays.
You guys have been in all these games against good teams, and even these past 3 games with a new coach. You guys have been right there. What can you take away from those games as you get ready for a really good Cowboys team?
Yeah, we've got to be on point, and offensively we've got to finish drives when we get the opportunity, and can't give the ball away. And so I think that's it. Go play our game, and go out there and cut it loose, and believe in what we're doing. And when we get our chances, when you're playing against good teams, when you get your chances to finish, you got to have that killer instinct.
Do you have that? Will you have that sense of urgency, knowing that you got to be yourself, but you're also playing against a Cowboys team, great defense, and you can score points as well?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I've learned is you never know how games are going to shake out. It doesn't matter which 2 teams show up and what you've done up until this point. Each game shakes out differently. We've got a really good defense too that they have to go against, and so our job as an offense is to score one more than whatever they put up, and whether that's a high score game or a low score game, we've got to find a way to get the job done.
Matt, what have you learned about Jeff as a head coach the last month? It can't be completely normal.
No, the situation is far from normal. I
mean, you guys probably played against each other a couple times, right?
Yeah.
It's not totally abnormal, but
yeah. No, it's definitely different. I think as a coach, and as a leader, I think he is he's consistent. He's passionate. There's no doubt about that. He's obviously got a great understanding of what it's like to be as a player and comes from that lens. Every coach that I've been around is different. I think Jeff leans towards that player's lens in how he approaches things, and I think guys connect really well to that. I think he's a really good leader. And given a really difficult circumstance and a unique set of, a unique deck of cards that he was dealt, he's done a really good job.
How are you wired as a player to where the last month, maybe if a season doesn't go the way you want, playoffs are kind of fading, you've got to reload and do it again and again and again?
Yeah, I mean, I unfortunately I've been in this spot before. It's never fun. I mean, you obviously you want to be driving the ship. You want to be the one where the division is running through it, and you're playing for position and home field advantage. And I also told the guys in these kind of situations, I've learned more about players that I've played with, than really in any other situations. And I've gained respect and lost respect for certain guys, as you're going through these things.
Because how they respond to it.
100%. And it still matters. Every time we step on that field, it matters. We've got a young team. We've got a lot of guys who this might be their first time, kind of going through that experience. And whether you're playing here, whether you're playing somewhere else, every time you put it out there, it's your resume, and there's a lot to play for.
And the fan base says, when you win, you hurt our draft position. You don't care, do you?
No, I mean, that's hard. I remember we played in a game like this in Atlanta. I think it was against Tampa at the end of the year, and we had a comeback win, and it screwed us on like 8 draft positions or something like that, and they were all pissed off about that afterwards. And as a player, you're like, well, what are you supposed to do? We're out there, we're playing this game, you're going to win.
You felt
And,
great, didn't
yeah,
you?
I felt great. You know, we went down, kicked the field goal late. I think we won in overtime. I think it was when Jameis was playing it. So it's wild, you know, the fan perspective. And I get it, you know, I understand, you know, where they're at, but I think as players, you're not wired that way.
It's here and now. It's here and now. It's got to be here and now.
Absolutely. It's here and now. It's about the guys, you know, in this locker room that you're playing with all the time. And there's a lot of professional and personal pride, you know, that goes into it. You want to perform, you know, at your best, you know, every time you step out there.
I mean, that being said, I'm sure the guys relish the fact, not really relish, but it's something to say about being the underdogs because, hey, let's prove a point here that we're bigger, better than that.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, whether the season has shaken out or it hasn't shaken out the way that you want, you know, when you're going in, you're playing a good football team like this Sunday night, who's on a roll, who's playing really well right now. Hey, man, it's us versus everybody. You know, it's the 53 guys and the coaches or whatever, the guys in our locker room versus everybody in that stadium. And you know, that part of it's all good, but it all comes down to 11 on 11. There's 11 guys on the field, 11 guys on both sides, and that's going to be what's important. But yeah, having that mindset of let's go cut it loose and see what happens, I think that can be good.
Along those lines of respect, how much respect have you gained for Zaire Franklin? I know he got up and spoke to the team, but just he seems like one of those guys who, I guess, digs in even harder when it comes to adversity. He said it's something he takes pride in as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Z's a great teammate. He's a great leader. He's a hell of a player. I mean, he's had an awesome year. Unbelievable the amount of tackles, the number of plays he's been in. And I've, you know, I had a lot of respect for him from the start, and it's only, you know, gone through the roof. Really appreciate, you know, the teammate that he is. The times he does speak, you know, it's received really well, and it comes from the heart. He's passionate, he's tough. He's a Philly guy, which is good too. So no, he's awesome, and I've really enjoyed playing with him.